Two statements to make before we enter the graces of Surrogates together, the music video, at least in its first form as I understand. I think we're going to be returning to this in the future because it's not the expanded version, which I believe, as I've seen from a poster they put out on their socials, I think that's coming out November 8th. So I guess we'll be returning to Surrogates or whatever Red has upcoming next in the way of visualizers. But as I said to preface this, apologies to all of you who've been asking me, understandably, where's my Red coverage? I promised you ever since I initiated with their works on Rated R that we would be returning at some point for a full album spotlight. I mentioned before, this is a group I've been following for 13 years, longtime favorite of mine in the Christian rock sphere. When did I, well, 13 years ago you can count for, I'm not going to do the math for the moment, but I've been listening for a very long time. So the idea, right, when I was just even aspiring to bring music on as a central art presence here in terms of coverage focus, and I cover a good balance of entertainment media, at least I have over the years, but music has always been for me a key aspiration I've wanted to highlight in a grander share. And there's particular artists I had identified that I knew I wanted to focus coverage on, Red being one. So getting to Rated R, like of course we're going to take a full album deep dive, why not? But as I was saying, apologies to all of you that it's taken me so long to get back here. I planned to do this on September 29th, and you're all right to ask. Now we're almost at a month out. I'll give you a summed up version. It's allergy season. And I thought I'd be okay, at least I've been the last couple of years. Apparently not now. And that's just a shortened version. There's other stories I could tell you, but allergies has been a big one for me and why I have not gotten back to Red lately. And I've been meaning to, right? I have held out on Surrogates for a while. I'm surprised I made it this long without being tempted to peruse it for myself. I've said many times, I do believe music is better enjoyed in company. I wanted to give you the privilege as well of taking an initiate listen with all of you to the different pieces. But we have consulted Surrogates before earlier on when it was first unveiled as a single apart from the visualizer, which we now have. And I'm excited to cover on the basis of a Red music video. They always impress. I'm looking forward to it, to re-engaging with Red and to answering all your queries of when's Red coming? We're here again. And it seems that as we enter back, this is hilarious to me, the Western bug is biting everybody. I've said this before in particular with other entertainment facets, notably with cinema, and well, I guess cinema / television / streaming. There's a resurgence taking place in favorability from mass audiences towards Western-themed pictures. I could give you a good sampling of the number of movies that have come out the past year, or streaming productions. Some of the ones that I favored in particular, Yellowstone comes to mind. That seems to be what's really kicked off everything. I don't know for sure, and I don't know if that's what acted as an inspiration into Red entering the Western scene and I guess bringing that into the world of music. And it's been employed before, yes. I mean, you could say broadly speaking, well, country music does it all the time. But I mean, in the rock sphere and in the contemporary sense, it's just hilarious. I mean, we are in the midst of the Western resurgence in visual media. And for now, Red to come along with a music video that, as I understand, is inspired by a Western type aesthetic, it's like, okay, we're having immersions of different entertainment facets again. Trends overlapping. It's hilarious. I wonder if, again, this is the Yellowstone phenomenon. I could be wrong. It's just really funny to me. But we return with Surrogates. First ever Red music video on coverage focus here that we get to enjoy together on a first-time basis. I cannot wait to entertain it with you. And to broaden out, post this, we will be entering the graces fully of Rated R, and I'm really looking forward to taking that ride with you. The first couple singles, the first three, Surrogates, Minus It All, and Cold War, I thought have all been excellent. A real heaviness to the album, too. This one, too, on direction and evolution for Red, the synths, that's a test. Experimental destination for them. Though, funny enough, when you consider adjacency of other groups that they've had a relationship with in the past, namely through touring or by mention, I think of Starset specifically. There's some influences. It seems like traits have rubbed off on Red a bit. That there's an evolution that even I didn't expect. Again, of a 13 years following, I see that new voice, and it's really interesting to me. Though again, core Red root. The aggression, based on this first three numbers, fully realized, and I think, well, let's re-enter the graces of Rated R in an introduction. Of course, build out from here with the new numbers that we have not entertained together yet. But this will be our return to Surrogates and our first ever music video highlighting Red on the channel. Yay, I've been waiting for an opportunity. And had I been covering music earlier, I would have done this for the last album, Declaration. I would have loved to cover the music video for The Evening Hate. Maybe I could come back to that, sort of like a reintroduction. I don't know. Never say never with me. Maybe. But, I don't know. Possibly. It'd be fun to enjoy Red in the greatest depth possible. And there's new audience members to be drawn in all the time to different artists that I think have shown potential, and Red is one that has a wide fan base already, but I think deserves much more. I love covering these guys. Let's finally make a return now that I'm actually in a space where I can. No nasal congestion anymore. Yeah, now we're finally back. I know you all have waited. Should not have taken as long as it has. Yeah, this is full-on Western. This is just so new for them. Well, no, traits of this were on, gone. The definitive evolution with the synths. The vocal placements again mixed with those breakdowns are so epic. Love it. In the back of my mind, I'm trying to intermix theming with Western. This is more performance and perspective what we're watching. Less story, I think. So nice. This is my favorite builds in the song from one of their offerings, I would say, in terms of construction. The visualizer adds a lot of compelling interest to the song. I mean, it's already good enough on this breakdance session, but... we finally feel like we're going full throttle on it. Grand finish. Even how that drifts, it's just, I love Surrogates. It's a fun number. Again, like I said, definitive evolution of Red's repertoire. Closest to Gone, maybe, on retrospect. There were traits to that one. AI specifically, or what's that other one? I always forget. Singularity. There are threads connecting, but I've never heard the synth expressed as dominantly as Surrogates voices it. It's so nice. You have to look at this, I think. This is going to make better sense when we evolve on duration with wherever Red's planning with the visualizer component. As I watch Surrogates right now, I think you have to see this as a performance. I'm trying to still, in my mind, piece together how Surrogates, because it's so modern on rock, metal voice, however you term it, because I think if it's both extremes, it's quite contemporary again with the electronic emphasis, and electronic is not necessarily Western, so I'm still trying to draw a comparison between the two and understand what the envisionment is based on theme. But if you depart from that, which I think I did about midway through the video, I'm like, okay, we'll just second that for whenever the story comes up in expanded form. That'll make more sense. Let's just watch this from the angle of a performance. I have to say, in terms of the visualizer cinematically, the orientation of the camera, I think, is the best focused here that I've ever seen of Red. There's a particular shot, for example, when I think of, and this has also been an evolution from them, I've really seen some growth, The Evening Hate. Remember that scene with, I think it's in the first verse, the camera tracks just in a steady horizon line and doesn't have any mobility other than, again, like I said, the horizontal vantage point as the camera recedes backward, and you got Michael also moving in line with it. I forget what the verse was in context, but it's that build into the first chorus. That section on the video, though, I've always loved the way that was displayed. The close shots of the yells, there's just something about this particular video that engages with me. Like I said, Red comes across to me through this, specifically Surrogates, we're experiencing an evolution, and it's a memorable one in respect to the song or the visualizer. It's quite interesting. I mean, I'm still confused by it. I don't know. Again, I'm going to leave this in the judgment view of when we get to the story of maybe that's when it'll make more sense with the expanded touch in seeing how, is it even Surrogates that's capturing? I mean, I don't know. That could be another song on the record. I'm not exactly sure. But the presentation, intermixing synths with westerns, that's so different. But it's a curious blend to me that I'm willing to be open to when we see it adapted and fully realized with a greater understanding, or when we're permitted to. On first taste, it's great to be reintroduced to Red after waiting how long to get back to rated R. You know, it's my Achilles heel night and everything, but in particular, that's not what I wanted to wait on, and they're not the only group either. It was a dual release on September 29th for them and another group of mine that's a favorite that I've been postponing. I'm not happy at all it's taken this long to get to. But we'll return in grand fashion with Red, as promised, now that we're finally at this point where I can cover Rated R fully, and to experience it with all of you on Initiation Listen with the remaining tracks, this being a return, but I think a necessary one, our first music video from the group featured here. In particular, I've been waiting to highlight one of these. And again, we're getting an expanded form at some point, but this first taste is quite interesting. It's fun to experience Surrogates again, and its strengths and independent voice. I still love this song, though all three are great. Surrogates was just so differentiated on first experience. I loved it. I'm looking forward to hearing more of you on the evolution of Rated R fully. And what are your thoughts right now on this piece? Do you see connective threads? Maybe you have a window of insight that I don't, into how Western and synths actually integrate. It's different. But again, the Western bug has bitten everybody. Let me know what you think about this one down below, and how do you appreciate Red, right? From what angle do you take? Longtime fan or initiate listener? Wouldn't you think of Surrogates if this is a first taste for you? Again, differentiated from some of the other tracks in their library, and I would recommend you dig back. Their library is incredible. You ask me for recommendations, I could put out anything to you. Just go back and experience their entire library. You will not regret it. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on Surrogates as it stands, right? Whether we see an evolution in this particular number with the new visualizer when that debuts, or a different number, whatever we get to see in the visualizer component, that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that opportunity, but coming up sooner, Rated R, fully realized here, and we're going to take that experience on first introduction mutually. Finally, after how long now? But I'm looking forward to it, after waiting way longer than I should have had to. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.